Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky. You realize you're not alone. Open your eyes. You can find the trails that colors road.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, broadcasting live somewhere in the Nevada Triangle. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for the show. I am also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society. Have been in existence for over 10 years. We investigate everything paranormal, so we're just not talk show hosts here. We're also investigators. And I have people that assist me, as you can see to my right, and that would be to your left, my co-host Alan Thomas.
Hi, everyone.
And
Cheesy waves.
womaning the board in the dark corner of the studios, about 30 feet away, Emerald Bonilla.
I am staying perfectly away from the camera.
Now, why is that? Everybody wants to see your face.
I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good.
Okay. Thank you for showing up wherever you may be. We appreciate you sticking out on a Sunday afternoon. We are being broadcast video on livestream.com. So if you are watching us, I am very sorry. If you don't want to watch us, you can always go to artbell.com on the Dark Matter Network, and you can listen to us there. Yes, I said it. Artbell.com is broadcasting us worldwide on Dark Matter Network. And we are going to be showing some photographs tonight from the Squatch Report coming from Danny Valderrama. And if you want to watch them or look at them, you can go to artbell.com, and they will have them there at the homepage, and it'll just be titled Paranormal Central, and today's date of October the 5th. So we're going to get Danny on the phone, and he's going to give us the past 2 weeks news on Bigfoot from around the world, because this guy is the bigger geek than all of us. Danny Valderrama, Mr. Geekmeister, are you there?
I'm here.
Right on.
Hey, Danny,
Are
congratulations.
Are you recouped?
Still tired.
So everything went. You guys missed it by one day on that rainstorm.
Oh, I know. It happened that night.
Oh, dude, that was scary. Oh, man.
It was perfect, though.
Yeah, was it? No.
Coolest day probably the year since March. 77 that day.
Oh my God. An
That's like fun, too.
outdoor wedding, and that sounds like a plan. All right, well, I'm glad everything turned out good. So.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Danny, we didn't have you last week, obviously, so now we have 2 weeks of stuff we have to catch up on. And for all those who don't know, Danny Valderrama is our Bigfoot Squatch reporter, and he is broadcasting someplace up in the mountains in a little cabin. My
mom's basement.
And he's actually been following the reports of Sasquatch all over the world, and just anything that has to associate itself with Bigfoot, Danny's on top of it. So, all right, we're going to go. He sent us some photographs, and we sent them over to the people at artbell.com, and they put them up on their site too. So let me get to the photographs, and we're going to go to photograph number 1, and let me get that up. And we are now looking at photograph number 1. So it's all yours, Danny.
All right. This came from multiple Facebook Bigfoot pages. It's only one picture, and it's allegedly taken by a man who was on a train. And it's a cell phone picture taken near Hayden Lake, Idaho. It was taken on 8/19 of this year. And it was posted by a man claiming to be Ricky B. I don't know if that's short for Ricky Bobby or not.
Ricky Dyer.
That's never a good sign when you see that. It looks like it was taken from something that was moving because there is motion blur at the bottom of the picture. You can can see the trees aren't in focus at the bottom.
And now I just realized on the right-hand side, is that like the windowsill or the outdoor of a window or that brown part?
No, there's a picture. If you look straight at the picture, dead center, there's a tree.
Right.
And then you'll see that there's something peeking out from behind the tree.
Yeah, but...
And then at the top of the picture, there's a big inset of what that little image is.
Right, like that on the right side is like a window frame.
Is that the window frame?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's the blow-up of what you're looking at.
I don't think Danny...
Yeah, it's like superimposed over the window frame, right? The blow up.
It might be another tree that you're seeing.
Okay, well, anyway, let's talk about the so-called
So,
Bigfoot.
Steve Kultz, he's been investigating Bigfoot from a long time, and he's been on a ton of different shows. He has a friend named Randy Filipovic, and he says that this thing is a sculpture, actually, hidden behind a tree. He said that he found out that when a dyer made his Hank body, there was 2 of them made, and one was made for a theme park in Idaho. So Randy contacted Chris Russell, who is believed to have made the first original Hank body, and asked him if he showed him the picture and said, "Hey, do you recognize this?" And his comment was, "Yeah, that's Silverwood. That's from Silverwood Theme Park in Idaho. It's on the summer train ride. I made it."
Good job, Danny.
So
Debunk this puppy right here.
yeah,
Right on.
So it's a fake picture, and
this was
guy
all over the
made 2
place,
of them.
man. This was all over the place.
Yeah. So
All right.
he did
Well, I
some
see
little
5 of
researching
them.
and found out it is fake, and the guy who made it says it is too.
Wow.
I see 5 of them in there. Don't you see them?
It was compared to some people were saying it looked like the Cowardly Lion hiding behind a tree.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. So is there only one photograph on this, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And it was taken from a train, but it was an amusement park train ride.
God, that's funny. All right. Danny figured it out. Cool.
So
beans.
so they knew exactly when to snap the picture.
Yeah.
That's why it's all centered and everything.
Wow. All right. Very cool. So there you go. It's
Thanks to
debunked,
Steve,
guys.
Randy,
It's
and
not
Chris for
real.
that.
It is not real. All right. All right. Next photograph would be number 2. And
It has 4 pictures. It's from a video, and I posted the video on the Paranormal Central page and onto your Facebook page.
okay.
It does have a lot of vulgar language. The guy's cussing throughout it. And when I saw it, it had only 674 views. It's over 700 now.
Wow.
And the video was posted June 15th of last year, but it's just barely making the rounds.
Why was he cussing?
Because of what he was seeing, or
Oh.
thought he was seeing. His name is, the person that posted it was named Jason Gibbons. He posted it to the Bigfoot Believers Only page. And it doesn't have the name of the person who filmed it. It just says River Neary, posted on June 5th of 2013. And if you look at the video, there's a moment before he starts filming where he says that his dog jumped because it heard a sound in the forest, and the dog and he both looked to the right, and they didn't know what it was, so he started filming. And what he focuses in on is a dark object straight in front of him, but it turns out to be a tree stump. What's interesting about this is at the 21-second mark, if you stop the film, and at the 33-second mark, when he's pulling back, you can see the 4 pictures that I have for you to show.
Okay.
And
There's number 1. I'm going to go to number 2 now.
a lot of people are saying it's pareidolia, and that's if your eyes can't make sense of what you're seeing, they try to put a familiar object in your head so you can make sense of it. And I don't know for sure what it is, but in some of the pictures, there's 2 pictures, the darker 2 pictures, the eyes and the mouth appear in one that they're closed, and in the next picture they're opened. So I was toggling back and forth, and you can see the change in them.
Yeah.
They get wider, and the mouth gets wider too.
So we're on picture number 4 right now. The eyes are open. And I'm going to go to number
Picture 3, I think, the mouth is a little closed, and the eyes not as open as it is in picture 4.
Okay. So there's picture 3. And there's picture 4.
It doesn't look like a squatch. It looks more
It
like
looks
a.
weird, though, but
It looks like some kind
could
of
be just
pumpkin,
shadowing
pumpkin
in the
head.
trees.
Yeah.
but something caused them to look that way.
Oh, are we on?
You never know.
Are we on live stream? Yeah, we are, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm watching.
Lewis from Australia just said, "Hey, is there a show today?" Well, yeah, we're on. So okay, all right. That I mean, it looks like a face. I have to admit, it looks like a face.
And in the video, it looks like a face too, but the head looks really big, and it's kind of low to the ground.
Mhm.
So in order for it to be that big and low to the ground, it'd probably have to be
Okay.
crouched down. or
Well,
something.
all right. Let's think about this, guys. Let's
A troll.
There you go. Let's take away the
troll.
Bigfoot and let's talk gnome, a troll of some type. That right there looked like an evil troll to me, a
Yeah.
gnome. Okay, guys, that looked like an evil gnome to me. So,
It looks like a pumpkin face, like somebody carved it.
You know what? And you said that this was awfully low to the ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you know what? It's not a Bigfoot. I'm
It's a
looking
big
at
face,
it.
though. It's a really big face.
I'm looking at. Well, if you look at the trolls and gnomes that we talk about on this show, the faces are bigger than the
Yeah,
body.
They have big heads.
Right. And now, if you go and to the archives and look at one of the gnomes, there's a picture that we had for that particular show. The face is awfully big. The head is awfully big. So, you know what? Maybe we're not talking Bigfoot here. Maybe we're talking a gnome or a troll. And
They're not wearing the hats, though.
no. Well,
Hats are required.
well, you don't know, man. I mean, maybe it is wearing a hat. We don't know. But you know,
Standard issue.
people who are listening and watching us right now, there are a lot of things going on out there, a lot of different types of monsters that we talk about on the show, and not necessarily just Bigfoot alone. So what we're looking at here might not be Bigfoot, period. So, all right, well, this is
It
cool.
is paranormal.
That's right. It's not normal.
Oh, look, there it is.
What? Yeah, I mean, my wife is showing me a book, and the heads are awfully bigger than the bodies, and that's what this might be. So, Danny, if you get a chance to find out who this guy is, message him and say, "Hey, dude, maybe this Bigfoot is not a Bigfoot, and it's a gnome or a troll of some type," and really mess with his mind. Really mess with his mind. So, okay, all right, let's go.
Probably followed you home.
Yeah. So let's go to number 6, and we have a Bigfoot cup.
This is 3 pictures,
Okay.
and it's from A.J. Silva, who let Alan Thomas know. That's great.
Oh.
This is from Archie McPhee.
Archie McPhee. My wife actually, we get catalogs from them all the time.
Really?
And I haven't seen, because they have one in Seattle, and they have a store. God, where did we go last time?
They only have 2 stores.
There's
That one.
One in Seattle, and right now my wife will probably start yelling at me where these stores are located. But no, we do get catalogs from them, and I haven't seen any of this stuff.
This is all brand new
It's
stuff.
all brand new stuff. That's why.
You can go to McPhee.com, MCPHEE.com.
So what are we looking at here on this first picture?
This is a 19-ounce Bigfoot mug.
Okay.
5 3/4 inch tall. Looks pretty cool. And if you go to the website, the cup spins around so you can see all angles of it. And where you place your hand is on Bigfoot's butt.
There you go.
Pretty weird.
There you go.
That's cool.
Cool. All right, let's go to the next picture, and
Next
that
picture
would
is
be this one.
Bigfoot research kit.
Oh man, I want one.
You know what?
Looks
We're gonna
pretty cool.
we're gonna have to order some and give them away here on the show.
It contains stickers, a membership card, field journal, scat bags, and
Scat
evidence
bag.
flags.
That must be the scat bag. Gotta have a scat
man.
bag.
A scat bag too.
And for those who
good
don't know
stuff
what
in there.
scat is, it's poop.
Man. Do they have a DNA collecting thing?
Do they have
Yeah.
gloves?
Evidence flags. It doesn't say gloves.
Oh.
But you mark all the evidence with the little flags there.
That's cool.
You mark the whole forest.
Very cool. I tell you,
Right.
people are getting into the Bigfoot.
We'll just add a pooper scooper.
That's right.
You know.
And okay, here comes
The
the big
last
one.
one.
You guys ready?
Pretty
Okay,
cool.
you guys ready for this one? Here we go. Bam.
Oh man, that is cool.
Actually, I
Bigfoot
should have got it
lunchbox.
outside, huh?
Yeah.
Perfect
Hold
for
on,
lunches
hold on.
or evidence. Yeah, these are actually sold right here in Fresno or Clovis. I believe it was at the Sierra Vista Mall. And those are $20 there. But if you go online, they're $13 plus $5 for shipping.
Right on. Now, Ellen, who told you about this?
My nephew brought one
You know,
to me.
Okay. And Alan brought one, and we actually have it. I forgot to bring it into the studio, so my wife's going to go get it really quick.
It's in the other studio.
So so we'll get it right now, and we'll show it to you. But it's a lunch pail, and it's very cool. I think what we'll do is we'll order some of these as well, and we'll give them away on the air. Maybe we can like sign them, because one of these days, who knows?
Yeah, maybe we can get some stuff and put in it, like
There you
stuff it
go.
full of Bigfoot stuff.
Yes, we might get some Bigfoot poop,
And some
scat.
T-shirts and
Put a bunch of X-Files dolls in it.
X-Files dolls. Hey, wait. My X-Files dolls. No. So, yeah, we're just waiting on the lunch pail people, so so my wife
Pretty cool.
put it in.
It was
So.
a great find by AJ.
Yeah, that was so cool. And I was taking a nap, and I woke up, and when I looked up, that was
Dreamt about
sitting
it.
on my bed. It was like, what the heck is that?
See, dreams do come true.
Yeah, man. I just wanted a thermos with it, you know. It didn't come with a
all right,
thermos.
let's. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of that real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna go back to camera mode. There, control bar, and then that way I can show you. Here's the lunch pail that was given to Ellen. So for you who take your lunch to work, no matter how old you are, I don't care. Bigfoot is the thing. If you take this and you definitely put your lunch in it and you take it to work,
Somebody's going to steal it.
the women are going to come at you and you're going to be fighting them off with a stick. I'm telling you right now. Isn't that right, Emerald?
All right.
It even comes with a little zipper. Like, you put this on a zipper. What is it? A zipper?
A zipper puller?
Yeah, zipper puller.
There you go. So, hey, yeah. So all you guys out there who want to get girlfriends, like in a hurry, buy one and take your lunch.
Yeah, well, we're going to
Emerald
give
gave
it
me
away.
the eye. Like,
We're going to give
I
it
want
away,
one.
and we'll also stuff it full
No.
of Bigfoot stuff.
If they had an Iron Man lunch pail, I'd be all over it.
Iron
but
Man.
yeah,
They had a Batman lunch pail.
no.
No? They had a lot of Batman stuff.
All right.
They even had a
Let's
Bigfoot
go to-
ornament to hang on the tree. It was like, 6 or 7 inches tall. And then they had all the little, what do you call them? You hang in your car for it to smell good.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know,
All right.
air freshener.
All right. Let's move on to the last
It
picture.
smelled like
and
scat.
on a
Bigfoot
sober
scat.
note, this actually happened a couple of weeks ago, right, Danny?
That's right, on September 21st.
Yeah.
This is from Brad Bowers. He let us know
Aw.
that his brother, Jeff Bowers, passed away from complications from deep vein thrombosis. And,
He was.
That was on the day of our show, too.
yeah, on a Sunday. He's known as Texas Squatch in the chat room.
So he passed away a couple weeks ago. Him and his brother, Colorado Striker,
Colorado Striker.
and Texas Squatch, they're brothers, and they actually watched our show every Sunday night.
Every Sunday. For a long time,
And
too.
Texas Squatch was always on the chatting away and giving his 2 cents, and so was his brother, and they liked our show a lot, and we thank them for saying so. And, well,
Paranormal Central was his favorite show.
yep, there you
and
go.
he had hoped to meet you one day, Jeff.
Really?
I wanted to meet him.
Mm.
I still want to meet the brother, too, Colorado Striker. I'd like to meet all our viewers one day. It would be so cool.
I'm bummed now.
Yep,
They're
he said
not
his,
viewers,
it
they're
was-
friends.
Paranormal Central was his favorite show because of the topics, the no-nonsense reporting of events, the humor, and the fact that you are an active researcher, too.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he called us cutting edge. I
He's
love
59
that.
years old. He was an architect from Garland, Texas. And he is co-founder of the Yeti Ready Sasquatch Watch and Tracking Team. They have a Facebook page. It included his brother Randall and his brother Brad, and they added 4 members. And he's also had some evidence out in the field, including wood knocks, rock clacking, and 3 vocalizations that were very low and lasted about 12 to 15 seconds that were described as a roar. And he has also had vocalizations in Pikes Peak, Colorado.
Cool.
So he was out there too with us.
Well, I can tell you right now, Texas Squatch knows exactly what Bigfoot's all about now.
Yeah, he does.
He has it in. He knows
Yeah,
what's
because we
going
will
on.
meet him again.
Oh, absolutely.
And according to me, we don't die. We just move on.
So, all right. Well, Texas Squatch is in a better place, and he's probably still watching us. I guarantee it. He's still watching our show.
Yeah, you know, dark matter reaches all the way over there.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Right on. All right, Danny. What else, brother?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. All right, Mr. Danny Valderrama, thank you very much, and we shall
Okay.
see you. Actually, we shall see you on Saturday.
Yep.
Okay.
See you Saturday.
Okay. You can bring
Okay.
you can bring Trevin too if you want.
All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
Later, Danny.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. All right. And as you can see, for those who are tuning in for the first time, probably don't know, but we usually have props behind us on the wall, and it's bare right now because we're starting to move little by little all of the props over to the new studio. And the reason why I told Danny we'll see him on Saturday is I'm having a little powwow at the new studio, basically a grand opening. I'm having the production team present, excuse me, and I'm also having the band present because they haven't seen it yet. And we're going to have basically a meeting on when our first date to shoot I don't want to say first episode, but start shooting the episodes. And timelined and all that kind of stuff. And the production company also just recently did for us a sizzle reel that's going to be presented to the big networks, and I can't wait to see that because they've been working on that for about a couple of months now.
Yeah.
And this is basically going to be, I think, what we need to step up to the next level. So, excuse me, and I can't wait for that. So, next Saturday is going to be a big day for everybody, and I can't wait for that. So, a lot of hard work has been put into what's going to be happening here in the near future by everybody, and I think when you see us, wherever it may be, on the internet or on national TV, I think you'll understand that this is going to be a show like no other. I know people are really digging what we're doing here, but you guys are going to be freaking blown away totally when you see the TV show and what we're going to do. And we are going to have so much fun. All you guys who are my age or older, there's no reason to be embarrassed about this stuff anymore when this show gets on national TV, because I'm going to make it fun. We're going to make it fun. People are going to be talking about what we're going to be doing, and I just can't wait. So I got goosebumps. So I took Alan today to see the studio for the first time, and he went,
Oh man.
and it's almost done.
It's
almost
beautiful.
done. It's almost done. Wait till you see it, Emerald. You're going to freak. So I can't wait. So we're going to have you guys, beginning of 2015, it's going to be a new era for paranormal, I think.
Oh yeah.
That, and then Art Bell comes back in July, dude, it's going to be all over.
I can't wait for I've been waiting for Art Bell.
It's going to be all freaking over. So, all right. So I can't wait. It's, kids in the candy store here. We're having a good time, and we're not going to stop until we figure out exactly what's going on out there, and that includes the monsters and the things flying over us, and
under the ground,
bumps,
above the ground,
things that go bump in the night, and Emerald will tell you that about
under your
bump
bed, in your
so,
closet.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a blast, guys. You guys, we're having a blast right now, and I think we're doing it right by all the responses that we're getting. I mean, Alan is getting swamped. I'm getting swamped. We're real people just like you guys out there. I'm not embarrassed to talk about this. A lot of guys, a lot of people, through positive emailed at me for what I did last week about the bullying and all that. I did it because I'm just telling you that I'm just a regular person, just like you guys out there. But we're doing something different, and my intentions are to figure out what's going on out there. And it's not going to take just us three here. It's going to take all you guys out there to help us out. And I think that's why this show's getting to be very successful, is because we're surrounding ourselves with people who are knowledgeable in other fields where we're not. And my intentions are to bring you in to share it with everybody out there. And once we do that, then you guys are really going to know what's going on out there. And I hope the man doesn't bring us down.
And I was watching, I was watching the Roku. I was watching a Roku channel, and I put one of the videos, or shared one of the videos, and you know how every once in a while we get cut off? You know, like all of a sudden we just get cut off? These guys, I don't know, I can't remember what their show is, but they started talking about how when they get in certain subjects, they get cut off. Their Skype cuts off, the internet cuts off. It was like, I thought we were the only ones, but no.
Okay, well, there you go. I mean, you know, people are watching us, and we're talking the man, you know, just like they're watching everybody else. So, but all right, okay. Let's continue on with the subject. You know, we don't have anybody tonight that's going to call in, but we are like backed up almost 3 weeks worth of stuff that we can talk about, and we're going to definitely get into a lot of that stuff. And I think maybe at the very end we might have some people who want to call in. If we, you know, come to that point where, you know what, I think that's about all we have to talk about. And because, you know, I can't wait to go to 3 hours. I mean, there's stuff that we can show you guys and tell you guys, and I think once we get to the new studio, we're going to have that availability to do all that. So I can't wait. I can't wait for that. So all right, let's talk about Ebola.
Oh, here we go.
Ebola. Let's go. All right. Really? All right, let's go.
And
Ebola.
it keeps getting better, doesn't it?
All right.
Oh man.
Okay. So what's creeping you out over there? Are you ticked off? Or?
I'm a little upset just because I think I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
And I can completely see it, like how.
Oh, right. Because I told you what's going to be coming up next.
No, just because I've been doing some research on it too,
Okay.
and I think I kind of know the take you're going to take on this with the government and everything.
Okay.
And so I'm going to let you do your thing, and then I'll chime in.
Okay, well, my 2 cents. First of all, last Thursday, we're talking, 4 days ago? You know, I'm an avid TV watcher. We like there's a lot of good shows on TV, like Sleepy Hollow and like the Goldbergs. I know it has nothing to do with paranormal. But there's also a show called Rain, and it's on Thursday night. And I actually posted it during the hour it was on. The show is called Rain. As a matter of fact, for those who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, I'm going to put up a picture really quick so that way you understand who I'm talking about here. So stand by. And for all those who don't know what Rain is, it's
wet stuff.
It's about
I just got that.
yeah, not rain coming from the sky, rain, water per se, but it is it's a show about, I mean, we're talking way back when the Black Plague hit, back in, you know, in overseas. Okay. It's just weird that all of a sudden the premiere episode of season 2, they were talking about the Black Plague and how everybody was dying off. Literally, children, they were showing children dying and of the Black Plague, how their, you know, the fingernails were getting black and their skin was getting black, and then I was just tripping out because here we're talking about Ebola, and all of a sudden you have a very popular show on TV, and they're talking about the Black Plague. And I'm going, boy, isn't that a coincidence? But you have to understand, you guys, that they filmed this probably, so we're at, September, October? They probably at the beginning of this year is where they filmed this. So how would they know that right now, the second week, the first week or the second week of this Ebola fiasco, then you have this thing about the Black Plague? And trust me, it's like, I'm going, really? Even my wife turned to me and we're going, really? And then she goes, well, how about this, Jeff? And then she showed me a picture that was on Facebook today. And I'm thinking it's real because I don't remember seeing this episode. I'm not an actual, I mean, I've seen The Simpsons and everything, but...
No way, it's on Simpsons 2?
There you go.
Did you know The Simpsons have the 9/11 thing
more
15 times?
Okay, well,
here... In the years before 9/11?
Here in The Simpsons episode, and I guess there's remember what I told you about the predictive programming? This is a Simpsons episode called Lisa Sachs from October the 19th, 1997. And I'm not... This is what it said right here. There is no such thing as a coincidence. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm showing you a photograph of Curious George and the Ebola virus. All right. Really, guys? Now, for some reason, The Simpsons, more than one occasion, happened to have on several of the episodes.
Foreshadowing.
Yes. And 911 is one of the major ones. I at this point in time, I don't remember the other ones, but here you go, Ebola virus, guys. All right, there it is. I'm showing it to you right now. Is it a coincidence? Come on, think about it. Is it a coincidence?
1997 is
why
show.
Why would The Simpsons and a Curious George show a book? I mean, come on. Who would think of something like that? Curious George, it's a book. She's holding up, I'm thinking this is the mom is holding up a book, and it's showing Curious George and the Ebola virus. Curious George has the Ebola virus. You know, why not the flu? Why not the chicken pox? Why not the fever? Why not, you know what I'm saying? There are so many other contagious diseases or, you know, a sickness that Curious George could have got.
That's far out there, though. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Why Ebola?
I'm going to sit here and play devil's advocate.
No, I'm just saying, why did they choose Ebola and not
swine flu?
Well, since it was so far back, though, wasn't this starting back with when it was in Africa, though? Because it based out in Africa.
Well, yeah, but we're talking 1997.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a book. Get on if you look your iPhone, you get on your iPhone real quick, and you can take a look at the book cover. It has Curious George laying in bed, and it says Curious George and the Ebola virus. Why not Curious George and the chicken pox? Why not Curious George and something that the children or people on TV are familiar with?
Yeah.
Why say Ebola virus? Why Ebola? You know, why not the Black Plague? You know what I'm saying? I mean, why Ebola? Why did they throw Ebola on there? Bueller?
I don't know.
Well, exactly. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say, you guys. They could have substituted Ebola for anything else, and people would know what chicken pox, fever, cold, flu, swine flu. I don't care, but why Ebola?
The media has always come out and portrayed, like, mainstream media. Well, yeah, that too, but like certain shows and stuff like that. There's always foreshadowing, and it's been more recently with all the stuff that's been going on.
It just, you know, I'm thinking Illuminati. I'm thinking, for some reason, they love to let you know what is coming up in the near future. They love it. They love it.
I heard they have to. And I read in my research that they have to tell you, but they don't have to, you know, like put it blatantly. We're telling you this is coming. They just have to put it out there, and we're supposed to figure it out.
But what is the purpose of that? Now, is it because
it's like if
good or evil?
Somebody comes along and says, you didn't tell them, you know, oh yeah, I did. Watch The Simpsons. That was in 97. Watch this.
Okay, awesome. Then let's go with that. So the Illuminati, we're talking bad, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so there's bad and good. All right. So are they?
Wait, but they're not. I mean, if they're telling us, does that really constitute them as them being bad?
Well, but they're Ebola. You know, that's trying.
Bad.
That's bad.
Ebola's trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
But aren't they warning us?
Kind of, yeah.
Quote unquote.
Well, I mean, I read today on Facebook that people are going out now and buying face masks and suits and all that kind of stuff. And actually, I placed something on my wall today from Deanne that on how the Ebola is actually transmitted, and we'll talk about that right now.
You know what got me out of the whole thing? All right, Ebola, it's in Africa. How come they're not stopping everybody that's coming from Africa to coming in here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our borders are still open. Then they're not doing anything in the airports to check for it, and that's what's pissing me off.
Well,
they're letting it in.
It's ridiculous.
I talked about a month and a half ago. I really ran it on saying there's going to be a virus that's going to be transmitted coming across the border, and that's how it's going to get here. I'm not saying that's how it happened, but they're not stopping anybody at the border. They're not. They're going, come on over, guys. Come on over. Everything's cool. And that's just blowing me the frickin' away. If me right now, if I were to go to the Mexican border and jump the fence and run that way,
They'll shoot
they'll
you.
be shooting me.
Mhm.
They'll kill me.
Yep.
All right? That's just the way it is in any other country,
Yeah.
and even in Canada. All right? They're going to throw you on the ground and beat the crap out of you, throw handcuffs and throw you in a jail cell and throw water at you. Why were you doing that? Why did you run over here like that? And what are we doing? Giving them
Nothing.
welfare? Giving them
We're like,
food?
hey.
Don't even go there, Jeff. Don't even go there.
You see, that kills me.
Yeah.
You
It could kill you.
no pun intended. But it's like that just aggravates me that we're not doing anything.
We're not even trying.
We're
to
not even
stop it.
trying. You're absolutely right. There are planes and people coming over from other countries, and we're not. Ay, mama. I don't know. It's scaring me. It's silly. This is
Yeah,
stupid.
but you know what?
guys.
Like when you're on a plane and you're coming from another country, they make you say how much you bought. You know what I mean? Like you get taxed. You have to report everything,
Right.
so you get taxed, but you don't got to say you got Ebola, right?
Well, they're asking people, "Are you sick?" And they're saying, "No." Okay, go ahead.
Of course.
Well, there's one guy. The only instance that I've seen them attempt to even stop it, they took a guy off a plane because he had flu-like symptoms.
Right.
But that was just the one,
Right.
and it's already and it's not. It's
How long
irritating
does
because
it
it's
take
already
before
here.
You know you have it.
It's
Like,
already here.
Right,
Yeah.
it's here. The doctor that got sick in Africa, and they brought him over. From what I understand, he was wearing a suit, and he was wearing mask and everything, protective everything, but yet he still got it. Now, let's talk about how you can get Ebola.
Yikes.
All right? Yeah, I did research. All right. Can you get Ebola by touching somebody? No. All right. The only way you can get Ebola is from the fluids of the person infected. All right. So now, because right now people are going and they're purchasing the face mask. Now they have to be a special kind of face mask, guys. That's the S95, I believe it had to say on the code, on the number. But what people are doing is they're buying face masks and they're buying gloves and they're buying a protective suit, but they're not protecting their eyes. As a matter of fact, this is how, for those who don't know, this is how the NBC news person got it, is his eyes were not protected. So what happens is if a person infected sneezes, and when you sneeze, your saliva goes through the air. Well, if a wind happens to catch part of that saliva and it hits you in the eye, because your eyelids, the fluid gets into your bloodstream, and that's how the NBC News got it. He wasn't wearing goggles.
I read it. It can go in any part of your body.
But
it could go in your skin and everything.
Well, that's not what I heard. I heard it had fluid. It has to be fluid. So in other words, if you got a cut and part of the fluid got in your cut, well, then you're gonna get it.
The one I was reading, it was saying that if
I'll
it gets on
figure
your
it out.
skin, it'll go in your body. It could just go.
Well, because I could see it
Everything.
transferring through your pores, but let me check.
Yeah, pores. That's right. It said it could go from anywhere.
Okay, but it has to be part of
Fluid.
their fluids, right? So if and that's why they're saying if
Wash your hands and all that.
if you have it and if there's no fluid on your skin and I go and touch you, well then I'm not going to get it. But there has to be some type of fluid coming from you, mucus, saliva, blood.
Washington Post. If infected sweat, mucus, or saliva gets on doorknobs or countertops, the virus can spread for several hours by someone touching the surface and then touching their eye,
There you
nose,
go.
mouth, or open cut. Presumably, it
So
can
it's
be
just
spread
like the
by
flu.
handshaking as well if the infected person has gotten saliva or mucus on his hands.
So it's
It
like
can't.
any flu.
It says it apparently, and that's a weird word to use there. It apparently can't be spread through air simply by suspended particles remaining in the air after a cough or sneeze. So you'd have to get that stuff on your hands, or somebody sneezes on you, and then you go.
Go do that or
You're messing
whatever.
with your eyes or something like that.
And that's how the NBC cameraman, he touched something and went to go rub his eyes, and boom, he got it.
So, is this one kill? Like it's a killer? Does everybody die? that gets
Good
it?
question. I don't know.
Well, have you been hearing about the people that are apparently coming back? I don't know if that's real or not.
Oh, yeah, the zombies.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Now,
have,
from
yeah.
what I just heard, that doctor that they brought to the CDC in Atlanta, he's back in now and very terminally ill. Okay, so and the reason why they brought him back to the United States, you guys, to Atlanta, to the actual location of the CDC where they have everything at their disposal, is to give him they were trying some out on him that's new, I think. And supposedly it worked. Well, they sent him off. Well, now he's in critical condition, and it doesn't look good for him right now. So that's scary. Now, thinking about that, if he came down with Ebola and he was out with his family and friends, how many more people he could have got infected that way?
Yeah. It doesn't give you quite clear of a range. I'm on, I shouldn't be on CBS, but I'm on CBS, and it's saying anywhere from about 60 to 96% of people who contract it will die from it.
That's scary stuff, guys.
I know, like it was pointed out in here, back in when they did the Black Plague, you know who didn't get it? The Jews, because they followed the Bible where they had to wash 7 times and do all that stuff. I mean, they absolutely escaped that, and everybody else was dying.
Now, let me tell you guys something.
Well, that's just like walk around with a bottle of freaking Windex.
Well, let me
what is that stuff?
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It's everywhere.
For those who don't know, I work for AT&T Telephone, and my wife's a school teacher.
You better not be shaking no hands.
And I'm in
doorknobs.
I go in and
telephones.
I go to a lot of people's businesses, homes. Therefore, my hands are touching people's telephones, doorknobs, all kinds of stuff. But let me tell you something. I wash my hands every time I get back to the van. And you know what? I haven't had a cold in 2 years.
I guess the link is bad to get into live stream.
Really?
So where a lot of people can't get in. But I had to actually go in and search for Paranormal Central on live stream, and I never have to do that. So tell them to do that.
I got it.
Oh, so people are having problems right now.
I think what happened was you started it and then it restarted. You know what I mean? It did a double start. So the first link that you gave for everybody to get on isn't working because the show it actually started and then restarted, kind of like. So it says part 1 on this one now.
Yeah, but that's always been part 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's why it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why it's not clicking in, but that doesn't make any sense, guys. But so obviously, if you cannot see us on live stream, I'm pretty sure you're probably at artbell.com right now. But keep trying. I don't know why we're having so much problems with live stream. So we're gonna have to find a different way.
Sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. Yeah.
We're talking about Ebola.
Maybe that's what it is. It could be.
All right. So take that for what it's worth. All right. Okay. Well, anyways, Ebola. Is it time to freak out, guys?
I don't think so.
No. But now let's talk about what you're freaking out. I mean, not freaking out. You're ticked off over there. Now, people are saying this is a false flag event. And they're saying it's a false flag event to do something to the public. And they're making people freak out. And they're saying that people are now infected. And they want to scare people. And eventually they're going to say, okay, we have a vaccine. And we are now going to administrate it to everybody in the United States. Get in line.
And they're going to use that to put something else.
I don't know. That's what I'm scared that's going to happen.
They're already spraying all over the place.
Wasn't there something about they developed a cure?
Well, supposedly they already have a cure that they have had for a long time. And because there's a patent on it from what I understand. In the 70s, I think they found a cure and patented it. And so, again, it's all about pharmaceutical, money, mostly money, I think. But obviously this is all being done for a purpose, okay?
Or profit.
Like the way they just took that stone off of the Georgia Guidestones.
Right.
I mean, like it was like prophesying or whatever that this was the end year.
The people who took it off, though, were just regular people.
Oh.
I think it was just regular people who decided to go up and take it down, and they cut that part off, and they were handing it out. As a matter of fact, a police officer arrived on the scene, from what I understand, and he wanted a piece of it, so he took a piece. So it's like I don't know.
So it wasn't really the people that placed it. It was just some people that thought they could just pull it out and
Which they did.
Oh, wow.
And
So the 2014 thing still might be the 2014.
Exactly. So there was a reason why that 2014 was put on that actual tablet. The tablet that actually had, I believe, the English and Spanish version of the Guidestones rules was where they put the 2014 on. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know. Now, back to the Ebola. You were at the very beginning when I said, let's talk about Ebola. You said, oh, okay, bring it on, Emerald. Why did you want, okay, bring it on?
Because it's another one of those things where as you do research, things fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this happening now? Who's doing it? And it's just, it's, and I hate to be the person to come out and say it, but it's just like, because it sounds repetitive. Like whenever something bad happens, everybody's like, oh, it's the government, it's the government. Well, this time, with what's going on and the way it's presenting itself, it's looking that way. Like they're not doing anything to stop it. They brought it here. It's like, why? Like, and that's what's pissing me off is like they don't give any explanation for what they do.
And they even have a patent on it.
Well,
there's a patent for this.
Yeah.
For once, the media, as a matter of, see, who was it on Good Morning America? What's that? The guy.
I don't know.
What's his face? No hair. Very popular. Well, he was actually talking to one of the guys at Obama's right-hand man, and he's basically saying, why did you let him come in? Or he was blown away. The guy is a liberal Democrat, right? And he's just beyond belief that the person he voted in is not doing a single thing to stop them from flying from Africa to here or wherever. And the guy was just he was just blown away. He was speechless. And he goes, what are you guys doing about this? And he's telling him, you guys are doing absolutely nothing. I don't get it. It's like, do you want this to happen?
Yeah.
It seems like it.
It seems like it. It's exactly what it seems like.
I mean, I would be sealing the borders and then having like super screening before they even come in the country.
So there is something going on here, guys. Our government does not really give up. You know what? About stopping it from getting from point A to point B. But guess what? It's too late because it's already here.
And then what got me mad the other day, I saw something. I don't know whether I didn't do any research on it, so I don't know whether it's fact or fiction. They're sending soldiers to fight Ebola. And
3,000.
Like, how do you fight a disease? Like, you're sending our people back there, and then what are you going to do? Bring them back all sick? Is that the game plan?
Wow, maybe.
I was thinking exactly that.
But
Emerald.
again, I didn't do research, so I don't know if that article that I had read was... Because you can't believe half the stuff on the internet anymore.
People were asking the same question you just asked. What can 3,000 military personnel do? Well, what the Obama administration is thinking is keeping it in a certain location. Basically.
So we could seal those borders where Ebola is,
yeah,
right?
But we can't seal
do ours.
our borders on the United States.
Well, no, because
right?
then you'd lose votes, and that's the big issue.
That is a very big issue.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
That's how the game's played here.
You know what? Obama was just recently at a convention talking to a bunch of Latino Democratic voters, and several of them got up and said, what the hell is wrong with you? I voted for you. Why aren't you sealing the borders? And Obama's going, and this is coming from a Spanish-speaking Mexican to Obama. Dude, I voted for you, and you are killing us. You are laying us down. What is wrong with you? And Obama was speechless. He was up there going, So, and it was like 2 people or 3 people got up and said, seal the borders. And for him to hear it from a Mexican American, he wasn't expecting that, because he was expecting to have them.
He was expecting the support that he got in the beginning.
Exactly. Open the borders, let our people come over, basically. Okay, but now he's saying now he's hearing from
nobody wants Ebola.
Well, no, nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to have their children die.
There's actually laws on how to get here and be an American that almost everybody, like my I mean, almost everybody that lives here has ancestors from somewhere else, right?
Well, yeah.
And they all did it legally,
Right.
pretty much. I mean, they already have them. All they got to do is just make everybody do it legally, like how they,
The people who did it legally are coming forward and saying, you know what, it's not fair.
Right.
I had to pay $3,000, $5,000. I had to wait 3 years, 4 years. I had
Take
to
a
take so
test.
many tests,
Yeah.
right? And all of a sudden, these people get across, and boom,
Right. They get everything.
they get the food stamp. They get money. They get a place to stay. They get Obamacare. What the hell?
Man,
Yeah.
I was just talking to a neighbor, and they said they're bringing their grandma from Mexico over to here so she could get Social Security.
Yeah.
And she could actually get it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that they could get her over here and she could sign up and get it because she's over 62. It was like, what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can sit here, and I mean,
Right.
this is
That
all
blew me
our.
away.
Like, don't think that you can't listen to us because we have our own opinions. I mean,
Right,
every
yeah.
opinion is respected, and I respect everybody else's opinion. Just
Yes.
want to throw that out there for our
Right,
viewers.
right.
But at the same time, it's just kind of like, start digging. Start digging.
But what we are telling you guys right now is actually happening.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
make any of this stuff up. All right, whether you're a liberal or a Republican, conservative, Democrat, I don't care, black, white, green, yellow, blue. This crap is happening right now. The Ebola virus, if that is what they're saying it is now here in America. Something is up. All right, something is up. Get ready. That's all I have to say. Get ready. And how to get ready?
we don't know. We have no idea.
No idea.
Wash your hands. Act like there's a flu thing.
Yeah.
All
I
over the
mean,
place and wash your hands all the time.
It scares the you know what out of me, you guys,
Yeah.
because I have a son in elementary school and another son in high school. My wife's a school teacher, and me, like I just told you before, I go into people's houses and people's businesses on a daily basis. We are constantly in
Me
other
and Emerald
people's
have to
territory.
come over here every week.
No, I mean any job really, because I mean, ew, you guys are stop touching each other. Any job. One of my other jobs is I'm a cashier, so I'm dealing
man.
with people's
money.
money.
Absolutely.
And it's just, and I mean, we have a hand
Money's the
sanitizer right
worst.
next to us.
Right.
Money's the
So,
worst.
but I mean, it's just right now. I'm not freaking out
No,
about
I'm
it.
not either.
I'm not doing anything that I'm not normally doing.
Right.
So I mean, it just listen. You just gotta listen and do some digging.
For all those who have been following me forever, I'm a prepper. I've always been a
Oh my
prepper.
gosh.
Okay, and I actually have this contaminated suits, and I also actually they want, instead of getting the regular face mask like painters wear, that just cover the nose and mouth, I actually have the full getup.
Oh, I was going to tell you,
You know.
any military supply place, we have a few here in town, they have those masks.
And
So they're available to everyone.
actually, you know what, you guys, you can go on the Amazon.com. They're not very expensive. They're only like $20, $25. If you have some extra money lying around, you never know. I would go buy one. If it's not all, if you have 4 people in your family, buy one paycheck, and the next paycheck buy another one.
Yeah, but how do you know when to put it on?
Good question. You
Yeah,
don't.
you would never know.
No.
You'd have to wear it all the time.
I was researching, and there came an article about like the most 18 horrific thing the U.S. government has done, and there was one where they sprayed a town and they sent army in there. They were camouflaged to like try to help them, but they were really just taking notes on what the side effects and everything were.
They were releasing on top of buildings, and
This was way back,
yeah.
back in history. This was
Yeah.
like World War.
But
Between
if they
World
do
War
it
II
once, it doesn't mean they're not doing
Doing
it
it
Oh no,
again.
yeah.
time.
But I mean, just reading that was like, holy cow. I was gonna say another word, but I didn't. But it's just, I mean, people are so, no, our government's all for our people, and that's how I was. I was like that.
So-
My bubbles have been burst so many times just because you actually do some digging, and all this stuff comes out, and it's just like, wow, like you would have never thought stuff like this could happen.
and it's really all about money.
It is.
It's
Big
the pharmaceutical
corporations,
companies
profit,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, it seriously is all about money. That's the most saddest part of the whole
crazy.
thing. we don't have enough money. I mean, they steal from us every year on the IRS and all that, and they still don't have enough money. They got, it's like, man.
Well, doesn't China own us?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what? There's something cool happening that I just found out about. I think it's pretty cool that people might want to check out. And this goes right along with the gloom and doom. And this is my mom got hurt and she's in a rehab place and she ordered some books, right? And they came in the mail and I took it over there and one of them was called The Blood Moons. It was like, ooh, what's that, Blood Moons, I was looking at it. It seems that it started, the first one was Passover. They were all falling on a Jewish holiday. So the first one was on Passover. The next one is going to be October 8th, which is like 3 days. And it's going to be their, what do they call it? Lunar eclipses.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be October 8th. The next one is going to be on Passover 2015. And then the next one is going to be on October 8th again. Next in 2015. And there's like 4. It's called a tetrad or something. Tetrad or something like that. It only happened like 8 times in history. And all of them fell on these Jewish holidays. And always something really huge happened in the world. And I was wondering, like, man, is this like the big sign God's giving everybody that maybe this is really like the end? Like that 2014 thing was in the
Guidestones.
And the Guidestones, and then the Ebola things, like all of a sudden, like happening. And
Man, I hope not, because we still have to do a TV show.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, you know what really interested me though is the last one of the blood moons in the tetrad is only going to be able to be seen from Israel. The last one. And it's on the fall feast or something like that. But I mean, it's an interesting thing. So,
you know what?
I mean, that
what you're describing to me is the movie called The Seventh Sign.
Seventh Sign?
Yeah. Oh, Debbie Moore was in it. All you guys remember that movie with this one of the blood red moons shows up and Seventh Sign, and I'm pretty sure for all those people out there who know exactly what I'm talking about. The Seventh Sign. It's the basically when it ends, it happens. The red blood moon comes up but yeah.
I researched it and I found out like on the last. I mean, I had no idea what all this stuff is. Okay, because I don't go to church and stuff. So.
Really, Jeff? Really?
I'm kidding.
Really?
I mean, so I was like, like if this is some kind of warning, then I want to learn about it. So I found out like they have this thing called a Shemitah or something like that the Jewish call a Shemitah, and the Shemitah is 7 years, and on the 7th year in the seventh year is the year like a Sabbath where they don't work the land. Okay, they it's like 7 days and then you take the day off, right? That's how they go, like a Sabbath day. Well, this will be like a Sabbath year. Okay, and that's what 2015 is, the beginning or the end of that 7th year where the whole land is supposed to be off. Plus, the Jews are supposed to forgive everyone of their, like if you're a debtor, like you owe somebody, the person is supposed to let you go, let your debt go every 7 years at the end of this year's, right? And also bless the person and give them some food and whatever money and send them on their way, right? Not just let them go, okay? But also, and then what really freaked me out was on the 7th year, whenever there's this super moon, it's also going to be a super moon on the last one, which means that the moon, it's on an eclipse orbit. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the closest to the Earth. It's only going to be seen in Israel. It's falling on a feast day. And it's at the end of the Shemitah thing. and that's the year that the king is when all of that happens. The king of the Jews is supposed to all the people that's in the land, either strangers, men, women, children, everybody's supposed to gather, and then the king is supposed to read scripture to them from the Bible. Okay, they don't have a king right now. They don't have a king. So what's going to happen? Does that mean the king that they call, that king, is that king coming back? I mean, it's just something to think about. You guys can research it all yourself. I just found it really interesting, and it's super paranormal, like crazy to me.
The Bible is probably the most, as you said, most paranormal book ever.
Well, I mean, dragons and unicorns and behemoths, if you want to talk about
Well,
that.
It even talks about those in the Bible, too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. But
mythology, that's in the Bible.
Yeah.
I know.
Right,
I
right,
read the
yeah.
Bible. That's why I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
But only I thought I would bring that up just so, like, the people that, I mean, it's interesting even if you're not a Christian.
Oh no,
it's
I mean, some of the the stories have morals to them.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, what gets me is that people kind of pick and choose, and I'm just like, nah. If you're in it, you're in it. If you're not, you're not. No.
The weird part about this one is actually, like, what I found is it was actually said, like, talked about in the Bible, like 800 years ago, and then 1600 years ago, and then even in the book of Genesis it even talks about it. So it's like I can't remember the books 'cause I don't go to church and stuff, but only when I do all the research, I go to the books that it go and I read where and it's like talks about this time of when these blood moons are supposed to happen. It actually talks about them like in several different books, written by several different people over several different thousands of years.
Right.
And I mean, and it's weird that it can talk about these things way back then, and then you watch it start happening like right now. That part is what trips me out. But only I wanted everybody to, like, check it out.
Go research.
Yeah, go on NASA's website. NASA talks about it. They talk about the blood moons, and actually NASA, even when I was on that website, in between the two blood moons, which hardly ever happens, the blood moons themselves,
right?
Usually it happens once every couple of years and only one, but when there's 4 like that in a row, that hardly ever happens. But then there's also a solar eclipse in the middle of the two.
So NASA's tripping right now.
They talk about it all in science,
right.
And they give the history of when the last ones were. There was one in 1967.
Well, then it's just a pattern. That's all it is.
Not really. There was one in 1967, 1948-49. That was when Israel became a nation. 1967 is when they took over Jerusalem. And then the last time it happened was when 1492, when the Jews were kicked out of Spain. And then the one before that one was when Jesus was walking around and dying. I mean, that's the only times I just listed.
You know what? That's a coincidence.
Yeah, it is.
It's a coincidence.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no other tetrad blood moon, 4 blood moons. I just named them all the way back 2,000
And
years.
every time it happened, there was a significant occurrence in history.
With religion.
Yeah, with
Jews. With that particular. Yeah. Well,
it's just interesting.
He's just throwing that out there because it's fact. Yeah. It actually happened.
Yeah. Well, whoa.
Oh, okay, here we go.
No.
Okay.
We have no.
Oh no, here we go.
Proof. I'm not going to get into religion. We're not a religion show.
Go to NASA website. It'll tell you the dates.
I mean, like, the whole, like,
wait. Okay.
him walking around.
No. That's not what I'm saying. You're saying that NASA actually named off those years, the dates.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
No, I've seen the dates.
Okay.
I mean, I thought you said that's a fact to what you were saying about religion.
No. I'm saying the fact that even NASA has acknowledging those dates.
No. Yeah, I agree.
No,
with
that's the only way I found the dates.
I thought you were going to throw something at me.
I have a couple water bottles here.
I know.
That's the way I found out the dates was go on NASA.
Yeah.
And it was, like, listed. Because I wasn't going to take the dude in the books
right word for it,
you know.
And that's what we want you guys not to do, is take our word for it.
Well, that's the thing, like I said earlier, do some digging, guys.
Absolutely.
I mean, That's
It's
how
actually
I
fun.
found out all this stuff, and I was like, holy crap, I've been wrong this whole time.
Been walking around with the L on your forehead.
Oh yeah. Well, I trusted. I was a very like. Someone had told me, oh, some of the presidential elections are rigged. I was like, nah, you're full of crap or whatever. And then I started looking at it, and I was like, oh, well, okay, well maybe. And just the more you dig, the more dirt that comes out. And I'm just like, wow, like.
I just want to say that the second term for Barack Obama, all right, I was watching as the votes were coming in on the news. I had like a million TVs in my house, you guys. So I had like 5 TVs set up in one family room with every single network on it.
And cameras outside too. You can watch.
And
you can watch the neighbors.
I was witnessing what I was looking at the people who were getting the numbers that were coming in. Every single network were just, their eyes were like a deer caught in a headlight because they thought Obama was going to lose. And everybody was just dumbfounded. They were like, he won again. And they were not expecting that. The way I was looking, because I'm a political whore. All right, I'm into that. Okay, and I
That
knew.
sounds good.
I was expecting. I mean, just to see their faces. I wish I would have at that time would have taken snapshots of everybody's faces when the numbers were coming in, because they were just blown away. They were blown away, and I'm going to leave it at that.
People asking, well, how the heck did he win again?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All the media was not
Well,
expecting
you know
that.
the Republicans were tripping. Did you see their face? Like they thought for sure he was.
Oh, I tell you, I mean, it was a sight. Now, for all those who are out there who are nodding their head and going, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Jeff. I was there. I witnessed everything as well as you did, and you're right. Because, man, it was a sight to see. So, all right. And we're not, banging on Obama at all. No. I'm just telling you that what you think is actually happening, it's not. All right, you guys. There's a whole. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this before. It's just that our lives are actually being run by other people.
Just like.
Yeah. Like all the red, white, and blue, and all that, of what you grew up thinking.
The Patriot.
Yeah, and I was all patriotic too, and then after you start learning all this stuff, it's like, man, I want to hang them now.
Well, now it's just kind of like, and I still tell people to this day, they ask like, well, why aren't you religious, or why aren't you this, why aren't you that, why do you believe this? And my thing is just question everything.
Question everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Even if you have this deep-rooted belief like I did, question it, because you never know what you're going to get.
Oh, man, my paradigm's like you think you got it all figured out.
And no clue.
And then all of a sudden the whole thing gets smashed to pieces and you're starting from square one again, and then you get it where you think you got it all figured out again, and all of a sudden, wham, smash every blister. I don't draw lines anymore. I just like, okay, like like what I'm talking about, like the religion thing could be aliens as far as I know. You know that?
You need to read the fine print. I mean, it's if it's out here wide open, that's not it. It's going to be hidden somewhere in the fine print. I mean, that you guys have to really dig deep and do your research.
Well, that's just like media will show one thing, but they're hiding something in the back.
Right.
That's the whole reason they're showing you this one thing.
It's like the Matrix almost, like the red pill and the blue pill. I mean, it really is like that. Whoever did that movie was like smart,
or actually knows what's really going on
know.
in the know-how. And again, we're talking Hollywood and TV, Illuminati, basically giving us. And let's talk about that a little bit, though. It's like you said. They have to tell us before they do something.
That's what I read.
Then I read exactly the same thing. But why? Is it? I don't understand
it
why.
It could be part of. I mean, every big group has a code. It could be part of their code. If they don't give the information, who are they going to have left to control? And I mean, if you want to control something, you kind of want the smart people on
this
your side.
there you go. This is where
that could be.
And remember, I think they want the smart people to survive. I
to
do.
Be pretty dang smart. I mean, this stuff is hidden so well. I mean, you
but
almost
look
have
how
to have
many
a
people
code
have looked it out.
reader thing.
Look how many articles on Facebook that are coming out recently, like, oh, well, this is foreshadowing this. I mean, look what we're doing here. So, I mean, if we could do it, and we're just normal, I mean, I'm in college, you guys got jobs, you guys family people, we're just normal people looking at this stuff, digging and finding answers. So anybody could do it if you put the work into it.
Yeah, but see, I can't tell you what teams won this week.
I can.
Or any of the stats, because that doesn't interest me as much as this stuff.
Right. I mean, I'm going to get hate mail for this, but my Dallas won.
Denver. Broncos won today, guys. So happy.
Now, did Oakland play yet?
I don't know yet. I don't care about them.
Yeah, well, the reason why is Derek Carr is from Fresno,
Yes,
guys.
he's
Fresno
Fresno
State.
State player.
That is the only reason why I am watching the Raiders play now. It's only because of Derek Carr. Now, I know he got injured on the last game, so I don't know if it's their game is this weekend or during the week on a Monday or Thursday. I'm not sure. So,
see, I actually think, after a few years, like, I used to be a fan, a football fan. And then I started seeing the calls that the refs were making.
Right.
And they were calling games. And it was like, you know what? It's rigged.
Yeah, I was
going to
say,
about the money.
Yeah.
It's all about
baseball.
the money.
I don't know. No.
Raiders lost today.
Oh, there you go. So, all right, let's continue
on. It was
on.
a foregone conclusion. It's like wrestling. Everybody already knew who was going to win and who was going to lose.
So, okay, let's continue on. Like I said, we have like 45 minutes left, so we have several things to talk about. We went off on Ebola, and that's cool because I wanted to talk about the Ebola virus.
Yeah.
So now you guys understand where we're coming from on this thing, and I think
everybody should research.
There's a lot more going on to this Ebola thing. The reason why they're not stopping it at the border, the reason why they're letting them come over in airplanes, that's not good. Not good at all.
Yeah,
so.
I agree with Alan. You guys really should sit there and do some digging. I mean, because we could be completely wrong and make ourselves look like idiots, but we have done some digging.
Yeah, and I don't think we're wrong.
And even when digging, we could still be wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, really could. I mean, somebody could call in right now and blow our whole thing up, that we just said.
Government official. You guys are smoking crack.
Either
don't know
that
what
or
you guys are
we're
talking
really
about.
close, and they cut our internet off.
I've never done drugs in my life, all right? So they can't use it on me. I don't know about you two, though.
Nope, not me.
Oh, man. I take the fifth. The fifth.
There you go. That's
Plead
what I
the
was
fifth.
just
I'm
plead
with
the fifth.
what's her name in the IRS.
So, all right, let's continue on. Really quick on David Paulides. We had him,
Couple of weeks
couple
ago.
weeks, 3 weeks. That seemed like a long time. 2-3 weeks ago, we had him on the air, and we talked about his new book, The Devil in the Detail, and that video or that actually show is archived right now on YouTube and on live stream. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this really quick is I said something. Actually, okay. I said something during that interview. And I want to play it for you really quick. I actually forward it to the point, and I'm going to play it for you, and I'm going to let you hear it. So here it goes, really quick, all right? Where is it? I'm a loser.
We already know that.
What the heck happened? Really, Jeff?
Well, just explain it then if we can't get the audio.
Oh, gosh, dang it. Why not get the... Oh, that's why, because I have it on mute.
Stupid.
Stupid ass.
Give them better clarity so you could understand the ramifications, the locations, etc., of these people that have disappeared. And if you go to our website and you look under the YouTube, there are these videos listed.
Okay, hold on.
And one of them involves a guy, a physician that disappeared this year named James McGrogan.
Yeah, Ebola.
Right.
No.
Too soon, Alan. Too soon.
It's something that can't be ignored.
Hold on.
In an online database,
For the love of Pete's sakes.
found the boots. Tell people that when,
Okay.
in the days when I went out alone,
Right here
I
on
would be
right around an
exceptionally
hour and 8
careful
minutes on that particular
around
interview.
cliffs, on trails, etc.,
Right.
because I knew
Hold on.
that if I got hurt, there wasn't going to be a lot of help for a long time. And if I fell, there's a good chance people wouldn't find me. So I don't think that these people that are going out there are any different than me. I think that they're very careful when they go out alone.
Right.
if you look at the number of cases where people disappear,
basically what I said
they're found
is,
at the bottom of a cliff.
David,
if you just start to pay
why
attention
is
to
it
those,
that...
the numbers are going to
Oh, here he goes. Yes, they are. I mean, what I'm getting from the law enforcement is they are... I have not heard to this day of them coming back and said, this hiker was... It looked like he got attacked by a mountain lion or a bear, and that's how he died. I have not heard that at all. All of the bodies that had been found, they fell off a cliff, David. Okay. As soon as I said that, 3 days after, somebody posted a news report from Yellowstone. A person got attacked by a bear. 2 days afterwards, another one from New Jersey. A person got attacked by another bear.
And they also fell off a cliff, too, right?
No. Just attacked by a bear. David Paulides, actually, I sent David Paulides the first one on Yellowstone, and he sent me the second one from over there. He goes, Jeff, look. And he goes, and I have never, since I have been doing this, actually read a news report saying that this hiker got attacked and mauled by a bear and got killed. Until we had David Paulides on the show, and I made that comment. Now, David also posted something. It was just recent. That's 2 weeks ago, where the National Forest is now making you. Well, they said we're now going to make you guys. Anybody who goes up to take photographs or video has to buy permits. David Paulides sent that to me right away. He goes, Jeff, look. He goes, my 3 videos, and this David Paulides is now starting a video YouTube channel called Can-Am Missing. And he basically, what he's doing is some of the very popular cases on his book, he is going to the actual location and he's showing you on video exactly where they found the body, how far from the street, how high, all that. So that way you have a visual instance on how, where they found the body. And then that way you can say, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Well, as soon as he started with his video campaign on his new YouTube channel, the forestry put out this memo, and it went viral. And even David Paulides sent that to me real quick. He goes, Jeff, look. And we just left it at that. I'm going, I know. They're listening to us, dude. I mean, obviously they don't want you to continue on with your video campaign to show people exactly what's going on. I never heard anywhere about bear attacks at all, and all of a sudden I said it on this show, and then boom, 2 days later, one out of Yellowstone, 2 days after that, one out of New Jersey. I said, is that a coincidence? No. Not even close, you guys.
And there might not even be bear attacks. They might be Bigfoot attacks, and they're calling it a bear attack.
And they're calling it a bear attack, because obviously
throw everyone off.
Every single person they have been finding dead has fallen off a cliff, and that's getting old. Right? Because obviously I said something about it, and now they're making the news media, they're allowing them to run with this particular story, but we don't know if that was a bear attack. As a matter of fact, the one out of Yellowstone, they said that we will have to send in for DNA analysis to see if it was a bear or not. That's what they said. And I haven't heard anything from that. As a matter of fact, I actually posted that particular article on my Facebook wall. It says we have to send for DNA to see if it was a bear attack.
Wow.
That's what they said.
Wow.
All right. So, guys, I tell you, they are hiding it right there. And they are listening to us. They know exactly what we're doing and what we're talking about. And they're catching on. So, all right.
And they're finally catching on.
Okay, let's talk about...
And we know they don't like it.
UFOs.
Yay.
You know what? We don't talk about UFOs very often because, a lot of times we can debunk the UFOs. It's as simple as that. We can debunk them. Matter of fact, the story I'm going to talk about right now is, yes, it's another UFO story out of Colorado. Just happened last week. As a matter of fact, people were witnessing 3 objects in the sky. And they actually got great video and photographs.
I saw that.
And I saw them on the Facebook wall, and I said, hey, that's just like Fresno. As a matter of fact, it's exactly the same balloon that in Fresno. So what I'm going to do right
balloon, for sure.
Well, I'm going to show you guys right now. What I'm going to do, for those who are watching us on live stream right now, I'm going to show you a video. And it is the... There you go. Okay, so, and there it is. Out of Colorado. See it? All right.
Describe it because I can't see.
Okay. Well, it is a large white round object.
It looks like a balloon.
It looks like a balloon.
The one that was here looked like a balloon.
Right. As a matter of fact, this is exactly the same object. Now, what you guys are looking at right now on the screen, and for those who are on the Dark Matter Network Art Bell website, you can always come back and if you want to watch it. But I tell you right now, what it is that it is the Google. Google has decided to try to find a way to give people internet access in locations where there are no cell towers, no at all.
UFO I've seen.
They
Okay.
just did a commercial about this.
Well, excuse me. They are trying different ways of doing this, and I'm pretty sure these white balloons are that exactly. They're flying these balloons, and they're trying to keep them in a certain location. I don't know how. Well, anyways, you are watching right now a video on the screen on live streams. Now I'm going to go ahead and get out of that. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and put up the photograph that we took in Fresno, California. It's exactly the same thing. This was like last year.
How like when now up there the wind is blowing 70 miles an hour.
I don't know.
How are they keeping it from blowing away?
I don't know.
Wow.
Right, exactly. Well, there was 3 of them in Colorado this past week, and they were stationary for a long period of time. And people were going, "Oh my God, UFOs, UFOs!" You know, and it's exactly the same object that was over Fresno, and it was stationary for like 7 hours, right? And didn't move. Even the weatherman, meteorologist on one of the networks came out and said it wasn't a balloon. It wasn't a balloon because the air. Or 80 miles per hour, he calculated the distance on this particular object, and he said if it's going to be up there so many miles in the sky at that particular spot, the wind factor is 80 miles an hour. There's no way a balloon could stay at that particular spot for 7 hours. Even if it was tethered, it would be blowing like a balloon, and the balloon would be off way over there, and you could see the rope and whatever. But somehow Google has figured out a way to keep these balloons at a stationary position.
Maybe they're motorized.
Could be.
Can you imagine what kind of motor?
Yeah, you're right.
So
in
an
one
internal
place,
motor.
Well, now check it out.
80 miles an hour, it would have to be going 80 miles an hour.
Well, and also, and then now you're thinking, okay, well, how is this thing powered? Well, we don't know the size of this particular balloon. It could be 20, 30 feet, and on top of the balloon, there could be solar panels. But not heavy solar. I'm talking solar panels and electronics with propellers that we can't see. We don't know. Google is a multi-billion-dollar company, you guys. All right, they're coming out with some crazy stuff now, and they want to
be tethered too. It really could. But only you would think every airplane and helicopter would be in danger.
And that's it. Because what happened here in Fresno last year is people were calling the tower at the Fresno airport, and they had no recent calls from anybody wanting to do an experiment. And you just can't tether a balloon, 30-foot balloon, over airspace without notifying the FAA, because that's illegal, and you can get arrested for something like that. So, Google said it was them last year, and they had, people in chase cars chasing after these things, but I'm going, but why? Because this thing was stationary in 7 hours in one spot. So, again,
it finally did move. There was 3 of them. We watched 2 of them actually float away slowly, but they floated away. And then, 3 hours later, then the one that we were watching for 7 hours floated in the same direction. Okay, and it was actually going against the wind. The wind was blowing like one way, and it was going crosswind.
Right. And again, like you said, if it was tethered, there was miles and miles of whatever strong rope. All right. And you would have seen this rope.
Yeah.
All right. And again, you can't have. And now, what are they going to have? 3 miles worth of rope on a reel?
No, could you imagine like the police helicopter, flying through and then catching into that rope? not knowing and do his little circle thing and get caught in that.
Right.
Oh man.
So what we're trying to say is the technology that we have to this day, we have no clue what's going on with the technology now. Excuse me. Is how are they keeping these objects in midair for 7 hours? A balloon with 80-mile-per-hour winds is really cool. If you think about it, dang it, it's cool, man. I mean, come on.
They're like somebody in chat saying Google knows everything, that like the NSA, even
There you
maybe
go.
more.
Maybe that's.
I mean, they
Maybe
got
not.
Google Plus and Google Email, Gmail. Now they're doing that for the. I mean,
Yeah, no. Google is like.
they got the Google Glass. I want one of those.
Oh, that would be
you
cool.
know.
But no, you're right. I think Google is probably right there with the NSA and the
Oh, yeah.
CIA. They've got it. Oh man.
And I know
don't
Facebook.
They can't even talking like a 5-year-old. They develop stuff for other organizations
and,
like
and I
that.
think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, I know they do. I know ATT does, because in the building in San Francisco, my friend worked in there and worked in the floor, and he said all the internet and cell phones and phones and phone lines had to go through this one floor of the ATT building, and it was all filled with computers and stuff, and it was FBI or something like that. And that was for right after 9/11. They built that.
Oh.
So now they can hear everything, your internet, your
Oh, yeah.
phones.
So
everything.
right now, you guys, if you don't,
We were
I don't
just
believe
cut
that.
off. No, I'm just
if
kidding.
you, if, I don't believe I'm going to say this, but if you do not want to get caught by the CIA, FBI, or whatever, do not mention the word KILL in the same sentence as the president.
Right.
All right. So if you're talking with somebody over the telephone, the computers are programmed to analyze the words, and they go into the computer system. And if they catch certain words and certain phrases when you're speaking on the phone, or texting or emailing, they're looking at all this, you guys. All right. And if you happen to say the word, say blow up, and the word who's in office, his name or whatever in the same sentence, you're going to get flagged. Simple as
It'll
that.
record
You
it.
probably just got flagged right now.
Yeah. Okay, you're going to get flagged, and they will be coming up to the front porch, and they will be going, "Hi, is Jeffrey Gonzalez home?" And that's how it happens, all right? It's not like they're listening in the back room with earphones to everybody's conversation. That's not the way it works, all right? Everything is now computerized and automated. There you go. And they're just catching phrases and words in different
It's
orders.
the same with YouTube. Like when we, say the video that we just put on, or we put somebody's music, when you're uploading, it used to be upload and then it was done. Now it uploads and then it processes before it allows you to, before it releases it. Well, the processing is the computer going through it for copyright material.
And who owns YouTube? Google.
Yep. And it's all automated, I mean, nobody is sitting there looking at your video. It's done by computer algorithms.
So there you go. So, all right, continue on. Ellen posted something on his wall.
Oh, I did.
Mothy. Explain to everybody what we're going to show them right now.
It's something I saw flying in the air. And actually, this picture that I put up, it isn't like identical. What was the same was the head and the eyes. The wings were black on the one I saw, and the legs were together, and it didn't have them spread. It was flying, and it was way bigger than that.
Way bigger.
Way bigger. I mean, that's little. The one what I saw was as big as an airplane.
No way.
Yeah.
A Cessna, a small plane.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
still, we're talking
Yeah, we're like,
15, 20 feet by 15 feet by 20 by 20.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I know it was alive, and it was not like some people were telling me, oh, it was a kite or a drone or something like that. I actually ran and got my binoculars out, and it had gone past me. Like we watched it come at us, fly towards us, and what really got me was I didn't see wings at first. Then it kind of did a roll and had these black wings that looked like Batman wings with the scallops. that doesn't really have the scallops on the wing, but they are that thin as that picture, and its head was the same shape as that, and its eyes were almost like it was identical, except for the eyes were huge on the one I saw. And then I ran and got my binoculars, and I actually looked at it real good, and it was brown, dark brown fur.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes were like a velvet red color, and then the thing turned its wings scooping up the air and slowed down, and then turned back like that and looked at me. And I mean, it looked right at me.
Wow.
And I was looking at him.
Like
he
it
was
knew
looking at
you were
me.
looking at him.
He knew I was looking at him, and I know then that was when I knew it wasn't some drone
Right.
or something like that, right? It was a real thing, and I don't know what it is.
But how can, and I'm not saying you're lying or anything, because Rick saw it as well.
Right, yeah.
Right. So, an object, let's just say a living object, let's just say it was a couple of miles in the air. All right. You're looking at it.
It wasn't that high.
It wasn't that high. Oh, it was that low.
It was flying as, like when you see the police helicopter
Right.
circling. It was
Holy
about that high.
crap, you guys. You know how many other people probably saw what you saw? And probably.
I wondered how come nobody called in, or
Well,
I didn't.
well, the question is, where are they going to call in something
True.
like that?
Well, people don't know. Well, they didn't know until recently.
I mean,
Well,
it flew
yeah.
right over, like, I was at McKinley and Blackstone. It flew right over City College,
Wow.
you know, and then it flew, and we watched it fly off. I mean, we're watching it come from the west for a couple of miles, you know, and then it
Straight towards
Straight-
southeast towards McCall and Selma and Reedley, I'm thinking Sanger, right?
yeah, and then we watched it fly off, and it was going towards the mountains in Sanger area, and I mean we watched it fly until it was out of sight.
Right. People, we have monsters among us, all right? I'm telling you that right
and,
now.
And I don't recall, like, it has like a beak or something like that. It didn't have that. Like on that picture, it didn't have the beak, but it had that shaped head. The wings were the same width as that, but only they were scalloped on the bottom, and its legs were together when it was flying. So, and its shoulders didn't look all that big either. It looked like, you know, more straight, like a cigar. It looked like a flying cigar with black wings.
You
and
guys,
big red
when you're
eyes.
outside, look up. All right? Look up. I've said this hundreds of times, and I'm going to keep saying it 100 times. We're not... there's no reason for us to look up. Okay? You know, we are programmed to look straight.
or down.
Or down, and make sure we don't fall, and, you know, injure ourselves. So we are not programmed to look up, because there's no reason to look up. There's just the sky, stars and planets, and that's it. But there are other things that are flying overhead, and people are now realizing they are up there because they're looking up.
I run into crap now because I'm looking up.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I actually run into posts, bushes, cars, because I'm walking around looking up. I mean, after that, you'll look up.
Right,
I'm
and
telling you.
and we've talked about this before, and I'm going to say it again. About 95% of the calls that we get from people witnessing things up in the skies is because they were outside doing something, and that's smoking a cigarette, like Alan and Rick were doing that particular day.
Nailed us,
And
man.
they were
Yeah.
outside walking the dog, or outside jogging, or outside, you know, watering the lawn and just kicking it on the porch, and they're just looking up and they're going, "Whoa, what is that?" That's a majority of our sightings come from people who are doing those things. All right, and the people are always wondering. As a matter of fact, you know, Steven Spielberg. I remember his comments like, "It's not fair that I've never seen a UFO." Well, Steven, they're too busy making
He sits in the
movies.
house all the time.
You know, making movies. You're inside directing, producing. Obviously, yes, you haven't seen any flying saucers because you don't have time to look up.
Well, he doesn't have a tan, so you know he ain't
He's a
outside.
white boy. So that is one of the reasons. And there's a lot of people out there who say the same thing. How come I've never seen a UFO, or they'll tell you, well, then how come I've never seen a Bigfoot? Well, where do you go to go look for Bigfoot?
I
Well,
bet
I
Bigfoot
don't.
saw you when you showed up out there.
So
Betcha.
now, since we can segue into Bigfoot, I did that on purpose, by the way. Let me get out of here and put our ugly
Nice.
mugs on the screen back. My reunion, obviously, was a couple weeks ago, and my best buddy came down from Fremont, and his name is Stephen Lau. I tried to get him on the phone, but he refused because he's chicken, and he didn't want to. But as we were sitting at the table eating dinner, he told me the following day, my reunion was on Saturday, and the following day was Sunday, he was going to go fishing. And I said, oh, cool. And my buddy Steve Lau, back in the days when we were going to school, he was always fishing. That he loved fishing. Okay, he was a fishing fanatic and still is to this day. Well, he didn't bring down his wife and his kid. So he said, I told him, well, where are you going to go fishing? And I said, well, I'm going to go to Avocado Lake. And I said, oh, did you know we just had a Bigfoot sighting there? And he looked at me and he goes, huh? And I said, yeah, we just had a Bigfoot sighting at Avocado Lake that happened probably a couple of months before. And the reason how we found out about it is a report was written up. It didn't go through us. It went through the BFRO, and somebody tweeted it from the BFRO, and the guy or whoever was at Avocado Lake actually took a picture of something rocking or running on the outskirts of Avocado Lake on the rocks. Took a picture. He sent it to BFRO, and it got on Facebook. And I went, and it said Avocado Lake, California. And I went, what? 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 And for those who are listening to us here in the valley, know exactly where Avocado Lake is. You got to be kidding me that there is a Bigfoot running around. Well, let me tell you guys something.
We actually have cameras
Let me tell
not
you
far
something.
away from
Let me
there.
guys tell you something. There is no water up in the mountains right now. It is completely dry. We were just up there last month. It was so dry. It was incredible. It was, oh my God, it was unbelievable. Everything was dead, right? So, animals in general, Bigfoots, bears, mountain lions, if there is no food, there is no water, they're going to come down here to the bottom of the valley to seek it. All right, as simple as that. Now, I'm going to read, excuse me. I'll put my glasses on. I hit it. I'm going to read what my buddy Steve posted on September the 26th. And actually, I put it on my Facebook wall. I'm going to read it word for word. Went fishing alone on Sunday at Avocado Lake. I had the scariest experience of my life. Between 7:40 p.m. and 7:50 p.m., the environment was dead silence. The animal and insect sounds just stopped, including the breeze and the minnows near the bank. It was dark and there was no one there at the lake. I fished there dozens of times, but this time I felt like something or someone was watching me. And I actually called him on the phone. I talked to him, and he said there was 3 other fishing parties around the lake, and everybody had left, and he was the last one there. Okay, and that was what happened. He goes, I felt like someone or something was watching me. I heard of a Bigfoot sighting recently. That was from me. When I got home, I checked YouTube. He didn't believe me. Steve Lau pretty much said I was smoking crack. So he went on YouTube, right, that night at the hotel, and he found the picture, and he goes, holy smokes. So,
and he was like right over there by where the picture was taken.
Yeah, and then he says, he goes, when I got home, I checked YouTube, and sure enough, it was seen in July, okay? To make it worse, there was no phone reception, and he basically said a bad word. So Steve, and when I talked to him on the phone, I know Steve, nothing scares him. He said, Jeff, I was so scared. He said, he said, I've never felt that way before. I felt something was watching me, Jeff, and I was so scared I got out of there so fast, he said. And for all those who know about Bigfoot and have heard us here tell you that people who are up in the mountains all of a sudden will get that feeling, right, Ellen?
Yeah, they get scared.
They get scared.
And they gotta run, and they don't know why.
Right. This
I mean,
happened to Steve.
absolutely, you're petrified.
And this happened to Steve. And then Steve took a picture of where he was at Avocado Lake, and it so happens the same exact spot where that particular object was walking, that Bigfoot. So we need to take a little trip to Avocado Lake. Now I can tell you right now, there's so many people going, let's go. What stinks though is if it's nighttime, you're not going to see anything. These things know how to hide.
Yeah.
That's where a FLIR comes in handy.
Yeah.
And now
the FLIR people are watching
and listening.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking to get a FLIR,
Well,
and we will pump your name everywhere.
Well, we have a FLIR
Around the
right
world.
now. I bought the one for the iPhone.
Right, yeah.
Okay. And we haven't really got to use it at all lately. And I think maybe we took it up with us when we went up to the mountains to the spot, but it was so dead we knew we weren't going to get anything.
Right.
I mean, that's how dead it was at the spot. So.
And it was dry.
Oh my God.
Oh, man, somebody brought up something to me. You know, they keep on spraying, the chemtrails, and it's so dry, and we've been having fires like crazy. Mm-hmm. They were saying that in the they did some research and found out that in the chemical that's in there, silver oxide or something like that, right? Silver oxide burns like crazy, so they're thinking that all the whole forest is covered with this silver oxide, and it's making the fires more hotter.
Wow.
And maybe even a Bigfoot can't get away from it. Like if it, the forest fire starts, it burns so fast and hot that none of the little animals and big animals can't get away. And maybe it might even be planned.
I was thinking that too. Here we're talking about Bigfoot coming down to the valley, and all of a sudden, these fires start popping up, and they're saying, yes, they're catching the perpetrators. They actually, one guy left the campfire going, and they busted him, but it could be just all talk. Just them giving us a reason or an alibi on
so
that.
We don't go
looking or whatever. Yeah. So nowadays you have to take it with a grain of salt and say, are they telling us the truth? Was it an actual person that started the fire, or did they start the fire? And I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? I just saw the movie Super 8. You guys have all seen the movie Super 8, where the alien is out and they're trying to find it. Well, guess what they do? They set forest fires, and they pretty much evacuated the town, and the military went in to search for the alien because they set the fires in the forest. All right? And that's in Super 8, guys.
I didn't see that movie.
That's in Super 8. So, just take it for what it's worth. Sometimes there are no coincidences. You know what? No, there are no coincidences.
Hardly at all.
I'm just going to pretty much spell it out. So, all right. You know what? We have about 10 minutes left. If anybody wants to call in really quick, they can. The number 559-287-8367. 559-287-8367. If anybody wants to call in and tell us a story, please let it be real. Don't give us, a make-up story. If you have a question that we can answer or we can try to answer, call us, and then hopefully we can do it. But again, the number is 559-287-8367. So somebody give us a call if you want to talk to us really quick. So.
Man, last week we had Heidi Hollis, you guys. And I'm loving all the emails and stories and stuff, man. People are sending me their stories. They're writing them on the YouTube. We have a YouTube channel that we use like an archive. And if you go over there on Heidi's, the show that we did last week for Heidi, there's a couple of people that left their Hat Man story, right? I've been getting these Hat Man stories, man. They are creepy.
Wow.
They creep me out, man. I never saw one. Some of my family members have, but man, this guy is everywhere. He gets around.
Now, I placed the order for the Hat Man book, so as soon as Heidi gets them, because we had 2 winners last week, and the books are not in yet, so as soon as we get those 2 books, I will send them straight off to you guys, whoever the winners are. Actually, it's Al and Jeffrey, if I'm not mistaken. Jeffrey, I don't know his last name. It wasn't me calling in because I'm here. So, all right. Let's see what else I can talk about. So, I don't know if we're getting any calls. I don't think anybody wants to call in.
Nobody wants to talk to us.
Nobody wants to talk.
Well,
to
you
us.
have the leg too.
The what?
The leg.
Though the delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a long delay. I was just showing everybody that he changed everything, and then I was holding it on here so that they could see when the delay is.
Live stream,
it's
we
like
have a
2
delay.
minutes.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
long. Like, they're just barely probably getting the word out that they can call.
So, all right, I'm going to go to my Facebook wall really quick and see if there's anything that I missed.
My sister, she says, I've had 3 family members tell me they have seen shadow people.
There you go.
And man, friends, family, I mean, I can't believe this shadow thing was huge.
That's interesting because they can't see anything, right? They just see the one certain type.
No, some of them see them look like spiders. It looks like a spider on the wall, and then some of them see like a shadow man but no hat. And then some of them
so they're only seeing that. What I'm asking is, can they see everything else, or is it just that one?
No, they're only seeing that. Yeah. Man, it would be kind of. I don't know what I would do if I could see everything else.
Yeah.
Tell
Tell me about it. It sucks.
Yeah.
Freak out city.
It'd be like trying to turn it off. Like
sucks.
what? I don't know how you do it. I would be freaking out. I really would. How do you ignore it if they're trying to get your attention because they know they can see you, or you could see them?
The thing is, you don't make eye contact. That's why I'm not good with crowds. I'll just go through and I'm like, with class, I have my classes so that they're back to back. So that way I'm not on campus chilling. I'm just like, okay, I have class now, so I'm going to go to class.
Does any of them try to freak you out on purpose? Like do a stare down or something like that? And
I've never had that. No, I've never had them just like, But once you make eye contact, it's done.
Explain yourself, Emerald.
No. I don't have time.
Sure you do, Emerald. Now,
Like,
what do you mean?
I'm
You
just
can see
curious
dead
about
people?
it.
That's not funny.
Well, I'm
But
trying
yeah,
to...
dead
basically.
people,
Okay, there you go.
No,
Yeah.
some of them, but it's not just them. Everything. I tell people I'm not religious, I'm not Catholic. But to an extent, there are angels and demons.
Right.
Now, not all angels are good and not all demons are bad. It's just, I just categorize them based on how they look. I call the angels more of guardians than anything. And so I think that's how I associate it. But there's a whole bunch of different stuff, and they don't all have the same clarity. Some of them they're really confusing. Like when I was first trying to get used to it, they looked like normal people. So I would try to acknowledge them. Like I remember I was walking my dog, actually, when we were living here, and I see this other dog, and I was like, oh, there's another dog, and he walks right up, and I'm petting it, and I'm like, oh, hey, puppy, da-da-da-da. And this jogger's going by, staring at me like I'm weird. And I was like, oh, snap. Okay, well, you're not really here. So I just kind of had to back up. That was like the most embarrassing.
Yeah, but you could actually feel it.
It felt real to me.
Wow.
And then there's other times where it's just like, it's like almost transparent, where you could see an outline. There's the shadow people type of thing, and then there's like smoke. And it's just different things like lights and stuff like that. They're not all the same. So that's why I don't do crowds. I don't like being in big groups because sometimes I can't tell if there's just too much going on.
Especially like if somebody has somebody, right? Like say
and
I have a guardian angel, he has a guardian angel, you got a guardian angel.
It gets confusing.
And you get a crowd, then you have the crowd of them and the guardian angels.
And
or
not
whatever,
everybody has something with them.
Right.
It's just certain people that may carry that or may have it.
Wow.
So it
That's
gets
kinda
confusing.
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would want to turn it off, I think.
And that's the thing, you really can't. You
yeah.
can't.
Wow.
It's just something, and I've had this since when I started with Jeff.
No,
that's the whole reason my mom let me join. She's like, well, maybe you could figure this out. Maybe you could help her and do all this. And it has. I think just the
Opening up about it.
Yeah, just me training myself to be like, okay, I can't sit here and wallow in it like I was. It's just I got to pick myself up, and I need to figure out what I need to do.
Can you see auras?
Like colors around people?
Yeah. See, man, everybody says, you could do that. I would love to see that.
It's not like it can't be like, I can't look at you and see it right now. It's random. It's completely random. I can't look at somebody and be like, oh, you're purple or you're pink or something like that. It's just, I may glimpse it, but I can't do it dead on. Which I think that would be kind of cool to do it, but it's always been random.
Man, for me, I have this thing where I could see, I'll look at people on TV or anywhere, walk by somebody, and their eyes, I could tell if they're gonna die.
Ooh.
And what's really weird about it is, like, I didn't know. I just thought that, wow, that person doesn't look good because of their eyes. And I started noticing that the people on TV, when I would see them, within a few weeks or a month or so, they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh man, I had a feeling. And then I started paying attention, and I started realizing that almost every single time that I get that feeling, or it looks like it to me,
Well, that's
people
kind of
die.
cool that you bring that up, because I'm taking, and it has no connection whatsoever, I'm taking an ethnic and gender issues course at Fresno State, and we're reading this book called Blink. And in this book, it talks about adaptive unconscious is basically kind of like what you do. Like, they give the example of a guy who's watching a tennis match, and he could tell whenever the person's going to mess up, and there's no sign that they're going to mess up at all. He's just like, oh, they're going to mess up. And they do. And he has no explanation. He has no idea how he could tell. He just could tell. And it ties in to, like, thin slicing and how we look at people. It's a really, really good book. Like, I rented it, but I think I'm going to end up buying it because it's a good book. And it talks about that, which was really interesting since you brought it up.
Man,
It's
I'm
the
going to go
same
look
thing.
that up. Called Blink,
It's
right?
called Blink. I have it in the truck, but thinking without thinking, something like that. But yeah, it's
I
a
think
good
it has
book.
a lot to do with that. Like, you're like running on...
Instincts.
Yeah, you're not really like trying to zone in and figure everything out. It just like happens.
Yeah.
And you're
You're
kind of like
taking the picture for
you're
what
like
it is.
in idle mode, and then you see this and you're like, oh, but it gets me. It'll haunt me after I walk by somebody like that, like in the market. I'll walk by somebody and sometimes they'll just glance at me and go like that and keep moving, and it'll be like, oh my god, that person's
Like, you
gonna
feel
die.
bad.
Yeah. And I'll even, on the way home, I'm thinking,
hey,
oh man,
hey,
that
hey,
guy's gonna
look at
die.
me. Am I all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I still have a lot to go. A lot to
Yeah.
do. A lot to do.
Yeah, oh, you're fine. I would let you know if I saw something like that, because I actually think
Whatever I have, I can
it could be cured.
or get.
You know
get
what
it
I
in
mean?
the
Like you know how some people get cancer and then they don't know, and then they go and get it, and they're like, "Oh, you have 3 months to live," but they had little markers along the way, and they could have went to the doctor, but they didn't go to the doctor,
Yeah.
type thing. And I mean, it's like that. Like, I think some of them didn't have to go, but they didn't go to the doctor.
Hey, there's a movie that just came out on Friday. One of my favorite actors in the world, Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
All right. The movie is called Left Behind, and I definitely want to go see this. It's almost like it's basically about the rapture, I
I
think.
keep hearing about it, but
So
I also
we're gonna have
heard
to go.
that the main actor might be like a clone or something like that.
main actor Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think you've talked about that once before about Nicolas
You've
Cage.
mentioned that.
Yeah, so I don't trust Hollywood stuff, Like,
Well, you know what? Nicolas Cage
maybe
loves.
maybe it's that thing they're telling us something in advance.
You know
they're
what?
gonna do.
Nicolas Cage loves those type of movies. I mean, I'm going to try to name them off right off the bat, but Book of Secrets. It's, oh my God, you got Knowing. You got obviously this one.
What was the one where he's the skull or the
Ghost
Ghost
Ghost Rider,
Rider.
even though that was based off a comic book, the whole storyline was the devil's son basically opening up this portal to hell and letting these demons come through.
National
End of the world stuff.
Right, national
Treasure.
He even did
treasures.
the,
Thank you. Oh my God.
Was it Dan Brown or something like that? The Jesus Got Married thing. Wasn't that he was in that movie too?
I don't remember that
I
one.
don't know.
No, but yeah, he's definitely into those movies.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to go see this movie, Left Behind.
Best movie I ever saw was when he changed to a different person, and he was married, and he kept going back over to the house and looking at it, and his wife was like married to somebody.
Since you mentioned that, Highlander. There's a series on the network Star. It's about like Portal, rocks, that type of. It's a really good show. As a matter of fact, the first season just finished, and the next one is going to pick up in April of next year.
Highlander, that's like Immortals, right?
No, this I know that's what I thought at first, but no, it's about a couple. Especially, it's about this one lady who. No, okay, spell it. Outlander. What did I say? Highlander?
It's like
I'm
Highlander
sorry.
was the guy with the
I'm
sword.
so sorry.
She goes for the dolman.
Yeah, thank you. The Rock,
The what?
like the Rock, the Doman, like I can't even think right now. I'm totally just brain dead.
Doman, I heard that of that.
It's the rocks that are standing up like the. Oh my God, I can't even think right now, guys. Sorry, I'm just completely brain dead right now. So, but anyways, I want to go see Left Behind. And I'll tell you how. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to go see it. To be honest, how much time we got?
You have 5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes to go.
I
Okay.
want to go see Dracula.
Yeah.
Dracula. That was what that guy was talking about a couple weeks ago. He was actually related, and he can't go outside.
Vlad.
Vlad, the
Impaler.
That was kind of weird. That of all people, he called.
In fact, there was something in the news about that guy just here recently. They actually found Vlad
his chamber.
Yeah, I mean that just came out like 2 days ago or 3 days ago.
dungeon.
Yes, you're right. Matter of fact, one of the major radio TJ hosts here, we're talking about it. So, all right, we got 2 minutes left. Next week, obviously, we are. See, now probably won't be next week. I'm thinking more like 2 or 3 more weeks is when we're gonna move into the new studio, and
So
then
excited.
when that happens, we will be doing 3 hours from now on.
I wonder, maybe we should get a camera, and like use your phone or something, and we'll do a little walk around and show everybody, and then play it on the show.
Of the new studio.
Yeah.
But see, the new studio, I mean, because, the studio breaks in 2, right? We're
Right.
going to do the internet show and then the TV show on the other
that's
side.
right, yeah.
So I want to keep
They'll just have to be patient.
I want to keep the TV show side top secret. Yeah. So, all right. So sorry, guys. I am so sorry, but that's the way it has to be. So, all right. You know what? That's it. We're going to call it a night. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. Thank you, Danny, for giving us the Squatch Report. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, Alan Thomas, and
night,
Emerald
everybody.
Bonilla. We want to thank you for showing up and giving us your 2 hours. Can't wait for next week because there's going to be a whole other week worth of stuff that we're going to talk about. Thank you very much for showing up. Good night.
Bye, guys.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies. And we hope you witness something you cannot explain.
Looking for you, you're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I